A mountain of debt, America's trillion-dollar problem. The United States is grappling with a financial dilemma of epic proportions. The national debt has ballooned to staggering levels, reaching into the trillions of dollars. This isn't just a number on a screen, it's a looming crisis that could have far-reaching consequences for the economy and future generations. America loves to spend money it doesn't have. From luxurious shopping sprees to extravagant parties, the culture of spending is deeply ingrained. It's a lifestyle that many Americans have adopted, often without considering the long-term financial implications. We're like that friend who throws lavish parties on their credit card, racking up debt faster than a cheetah on a sugar rush. Credit cards have become a way of life, a means to an end, allowing people to live beyond their means. But this behavior is not sustainable, and the debt keeps piling up. The national debt is a ticking time bomb, and it's been steadily climbing for decades. Each year, the government borrows more money to cover its expenses, adding to the already massive debt. This continuous borrowing is like adding fuel to a fire that's already out of control. Politicians on both sides of the aisle have promised to tackle it, but it's like trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon. Despite numerous debates and discussions, concrete solutions have been elusive. The political gridlock only exacerbates the problem, making it harder to find a viable path forward. Traditional solutions like cutting spending or raising taxes are about as popular as a root canal. These measures are often met with resistance from the public and politicians alike. Cutting spending can lead to reduced services and benefits, while raising taxes is never a popular option. So, what's a debt-ridden nation to do? The options are limited and the stakes are high. The country needs innovative solutions and bold leadership to navigate this financial quagmire. Well, leave it to Donald Trump, the self-proclaimed king of debt, to float a radical idea: Bitcoin. Yes, that Bitcoin. In a world where traditional financial systems are being questioned, Trump has suggested turning to cryptocurrency as a potential solution. The cryptocurrency that's been called everything from digital gold to a bubble waiting to burst. Bitcoin has its fair share of critics and supporters. Some see it as a revolutionary form of money, while others view it as a risky gamble. Trump, never one to shy away from a gamble, has hinted at using Bitcoin as a way to chip away at the national debt. His proposal is as controversial as it is intriguing. Could Bitcoin really be the answer to America's debt problem? It's a move that's as audacious as it is unpredictable. The future of America's financial stability may very well depend on the willingness to explore unconventional solutions. Whether Bitcoin will play a role in this remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the national debt is an issue that cannot be ignored any longer. Enter the dragon Trump's Bitcoin gamble. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Donald Trump and Bitcoin are an unlikely pair. It's a combination that seems almost surreal, like oil and water or cats and dogs. But, in the world of high-stakes finance and unpredictable politics, stranger things have happened. It's like seeing your grandma rocking out at a Metallica concert. You wouldn't expect it, but when it happens, it's a sight to behold. The same can be said for Trump and Bitcoin. The former president, known for his traditional business ventures, stepping into the volatile world of cryptocurrency is nothing short of astonishing. Trump, a man who built his empire on real estate and casinos, embracing a decentralized digital currency. It's a stark contrast to his usual modus operandi. Real estate is tangible, physical, and has been a cornerstone of his brand. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is virtual, intangible, and represents a new frontier in finance. It's enough to make your head spin. The juxtaposition of Trump's old-school business acumen with the cutting-edge technology of Bitcoin is a fascinating study in contrasts. It raises questions about adaptability, foresight, and the ability to pivot in an ever-changing economic landscape. But here's the thing about Trump: he's a master of disruption. He thrives on chaos. His entire career has been marked by bold moves and audacious decisions. Whether it's in business, entertainment, or politics, Trump has always been a wild card, never afraid to shake things up. And what's more chaotic than the world of cryptocurrency? The market is known for its wild fluctuations, its booms and busts, and its potential for massive gains and devastating losses. It's a high-risk, high-reward environment that seems tailor-made for someone like Trump. Trump's entire presidency was a testament to his unconventional approach. He defied norms, broke traditions, and often left both supporters and critics in a state of bewilderment. His actions were unpredictable, his strategies unorthodox, and his impact undeniable. He tore up trade deals, feuded with world leaders on Twitter and turned the White House into his own personal reality show. His presidency was a roller coaster ride, filled with twists and turns that kept the world on edge. In many ways, his approach to governance mirrored the volatility of the cryptocurrency market. So, is it really that far-fetched to imagine him making a bold move like embracing Bitcoin? Perhaps not. In a world where the unexpected has become the norm, Trump's Bitcoin gamble might just be the next chapter in his legacy of disruption and innovation. Only time will tell if this move will pay off, but one thing is certain, it will be a spectacle worth watching. The art of the deal, Bitcoin-style printing money to buy Bitcoin. So how would this whole Bitcoin scheme even work? Let's break it down step by step. Well, imagine this. The US government, armed with its trusty printing press, decides to create a whole bunch of new dollars. This isn't just a few extra bills, we're talking about a significant increase in the money supply. But instead of using it to fund another round of tax cuts for billionaires, they use it to buy Bitcoin. Yes, you heard that right. The government would be entering the cryptocurrency market in a big way, like a lot of Bitcoin. We're not talking about a few coins here and there, we're talking about billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. We're talking about the government amassing a strategic reserve of digital gold. This would be a monumental shift in how governments view and interact with digital currencies. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't printing more money a recipe for disaster? And you're not wrong. The idea of printing money to buy Bitcoin might sound like a financial apocalypse waiting to happen. It's basic economics. Increase the supply of something and its value goes down. This is known as inflation, and it's a real concern. But Trump, ever the dealmaker, might see this as a calculated risk. He might believe that the potential gains from holding a large amount of Bitcoin could outweigh the risks of inflation. After all, Bitcoin has been known for its meteoric rises in value. If the government were to buy in at the right time, the returns could be astronomical. This move could also legitimize Bitcoin in the eyes of the public, making it a more accepted form of currency. It could pave the way for broader adoption and integration into the financial system. Of course, this is all speculative. There are many variables at play, and the outcome is far from certain. Economists and financial experts would have a field day debating the potential impacts. But one thing is clear. If the government were to start printing money to buy Bitcoin, it would be a bold and unprecedented move. It would signal a new era in the relationship between traditional finance and digital currencies. A digital gold rush, the potential upside for America. Here's the logic. By buying up a significant chunk of Bitcoin, the US government could potentially drive up its value. Think of it like buying a ton of stock in a promising startup. If the startup takes off, you become incredibly rich. In this case, if Bitcoin were to skyrocket in value, the US government's investment would pay off big time. And it's not just about the money. Owning a massive Bitcoin reserve could give the US significant geopolitical leverage. In a world increasingly dominated by digital currencies, having a large stake in the most prominent one could be a game changer. Section 5. Bitcoin Diplomacy. A New World Order? Imagine a world where countries negotiate trade deals not just in dollars or euros, but in Bitcoin. Where international aid is delivered not through traditional banking systems, but through blockchain technology. Where the United States, armed with its vast Bitcoin reserves, has a seat at the table in shaping the future of global finance. It's a bold vision to be sure, but it's one that Trump, with his penchant for disruption and his America First mentality, might find appealing. Section 6, the roller coaster ride, Bitcoin's volatility problem. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There are, of course, significant risks involved in this whole Bitcoin gamble. The most glaring one? Bitcoin's volatility. It's like a roller coaster ride that's not for the faint of heart. One day it's soaring to new heights, the next it's plummeting faster than you can say crypto crash. Investing a significant portion of the national debt in something so unpredictable is a risky proposition. It could pay off handsomely, or it could blow up in America's face. Section 7, the world reacts, friend or foe. And then there's the question of how the rest of the world would react to such a move. Would they embrace America's Bitcoin embrace, or would they see it as a threat? Would it strengthen the dollar, or weaken it? These are all questions that even the most seasoned economists are grappling with. One thing's for sure, it would be a major shakeup of the global financial system. And with Trump at the helm, you can bet it would be a bumpy ride. Section 8, Trump maverick or madman. So, is Trump a maverick for even considering such a radical idea? Or is he a madman for potentially gambling with America's financial future? It's a question that has divided experts and armchair economists alike, but one thing's for certain, it's a move that's perfectly in line with Trump's persona. He's always been a risk-taker, a disruptor, a man who plays by his own rules. Section 9, Bitcoin gambit, genius, or gamble. Only time will tell whether Trump's Bitcoin gamble, if he were to actually make it, would be a stroke of genius or a colossal blunder. It's a move that could either solidify America's position as a global superpower or send it spiraling into economic chaos. One thing's for sure, it would be a hell of a show. And in the world of Donald Trump, that's often all that matters. So what do you think? Genius or gamble? You decide.